Hello everyone, welcome to Naomi's Bookshelf. Welcome to Agatha Christie video. So I have officially finished all of Agatha Christie's full-length mystery novels. That's very important. I have not read Mary Westmacott. That trips me up all the time now. I don't know why. Anyways, I have 4 of them to read and I'm working my way through the short stories. So I have finished all of her full-length novel mysteries. Full-length mysteries. So we're going to go over the ratings of each and individual one. At the very end of this video, I will put on screen, because I should have, but I didn't, I will calculate my overall rating for her mystery novels, and we'll see where she stands for me, which was interesting when I did this for Shakespeare, because he was landed in the 3 zone, and I think Agatha Christie will land in the high 4s or early 4 zone when we go over the rating as a whole. So let's start off with the first one. The Mysterious Affair at Styles comes in with 4 stars as of now. It might go up, as might all of these ratings, but currently it's at a 4. The Secret Adversary gets a 3 star. Murder on the Links gets a 3 star. The Man in the Brown Suit gets 4 stars. The Secret of Chimneys gets 3 stars. The Murder of Roger Ackroyd gets 5 stars. The Big Four gets 3 stars. The Mystery of the Blue Train gets 3 stars. The Seven Dials Mystery gets 5 stars. The Murder at the Vicarage gets 5 stars. The Sittaford Mystery gets 5 stars. Peril at End House gets 5 stars. 13 at Dinner, or Lord Edgware Dies, gets 5 stars. Murder on the Orient Express gets 5 stars. The Boomerang Clue, or Why Didn't They Ask Evans, gets 4 stars. 3-Act Tragedy gets 4 stars. Death in the Clouds gets 5 stars. The ABC Murders gets 5 stars. Murder Mesopotamia gets 4 stars. Cards on the Table gets 5 stars. Poirot Loses a Client, or The Dumb Witness, gets 4 stars. Death on the Nile has 5 stars. Appointment with Death gets 4 stars. Hercule Poirot's Christmas gets 4 stars. Murder is Easy has 4 stars as well. And Then There Were None is 5 stars. Sad Cypress has 5 stars. 1 2 Buckle My Shoe gets 4 stars. Evil Under the Sun gets 4 stars. N.R.M. gets 4 stars. The Body in the Library gets 5 stars. Murder in Retrospect, or Five Little Pigs, gets 5 stars. The Moving Finger gets 3 stars. Towards Zero has 4 stars. Death Comes as the End is a 4-star read. Remember Death, or Sparkling Cyanide, gets 4 stars. Murder After Hours, or The Hollow, gets 4 stars. Taken at the Flood gets 3 stars. Crooked House has 5 stars. A Murder is Announced has 4 stars. They Came to Baghdad is 4 stars. Mrs. McGinty's Dead is 5 stars. They Do It With Mirrors is 3 stars. After the Funeral is 4 stars. A Pocket Full of Rye is 4 stars. Destination Unknown, 5 stars. Hickory Dickory Dock is 4 stars. Dead Man's Folly is 4 stars. 450 from Paddington is 4 stars. Ordeal by Innocence is 4 stars. Cat Among the Pigeons is 2 stars. Pale Horse is 3 stars. The Mirror Cracked from Side to Side is 4 stars. The Clocks is 2 stars. A Caribbean Mystery is 4 stars. At Bertram's Hotel is 4 stars. Third Girl is 4 stars. Endless Night is 5 stars. By the Pricking of My Thumbs is 4 stars. Halloween Party is 4 stars. Passenger to Frankfurt, 4 stars, which I know is very controversial. We'll get into it later. Nemesis is 4 stars. Elephants Can Remember is 4 stars. The Posture of Fate is 2 stars. Curtain is 5 stars. And Sleeping Murder is 5 stars. So those are all of my ratings. It's a lot. I have a huge pile of Agatha Christie's beside me. But I thought we could go over some of the interesting things that I have discovered while reading all of her full-length mysteries. So, first thing of note that I did mention we will talk about, if I can find my copy, is Passenger to Frankfurt. Most people think that this is the worst Agatha Christie book ever published. And I have a very different opinion. I really enjoy the works that she does different. Like the ones that are abnormally, they're just different to what she normally does. So like Passenger to Frankfurt, Destination Unknown, that was phenomenal. At Bertram's Hotel. Let me grab all of my favorites and then we'll kind of go into it. Let me just preface this by saying right now that these are not all 5-star books, but these are books that I remember just so well because they were my cup of tea. Now, I love Agatha Christie as an author. I love almost all of her work. And I'm going to show you the pile of books that really disappointed me or were really hard to read, or gave me, I gave it a bad rating or a lower rating, shall I say. But basically, the books I've picked here are books that are different than what she normally wrote. When you think Agatha Christie, you think Murder on the Orient Express, which is a phenomenal book, but that's her typical. And I love books that were not typical. Like, some of my favorites were so far out there, and I did not give all these 5 stars, like I said. So one of those that stands out to me as one of my favorites, but it was just different, is At Bertram's Hotel. This is not a 5-star book for me, but I loved how it was different, how it was set in a hotel where it's not based on a murder. A murder does happen, but it's not based on it. It's based on the weird hotel that just is so strange. Love it. This is why it's different, and that makes me excited to read more when I pick up a book like this. I was just so happy to find a book like this in her collection. Another one is Towards Zero. This one also got a 4-star, but I really love the idea of this writing style, like how you start backwards in time and you get everyone to the point where the murder happens. So you're working towards the point of the murder. And I just think it's brilliant. Instead of working from the murder going forward, you're working towards it. And it's just such an interesting concept. It makes you really think about it. And I love that she did something different. And this is like the only book that this happens in, at least that I know of right now, because I haven't read the 4 Mary Westmacott's. But I just love that it was so different. Another one, which everyone loves. So I'm not going to say this isn't a loved book, but And Then There Were None. This one is like, it's not the norm. And typically you get a cozy mystery where, oh, someone dies in a village and Poirot's on hand or Miss Marple's on hand and they solve it and it's nice and cozy. And then at the end, justice is served. There's maybe a marriage at the end. This does not have that kind of ending. It is dark. It is creepy. It is just ominous. It is so many things, and it is not the norm for her writing, but I love this one, as do most people. Another one that I loved so much, this one definitely got a 5 stars, is Destination Unknown. And it literally, like, as I was reading it, I loved the fact that I was reading it and I was like, I don't know where this is going. Like, literally, the Destination Unknown is unknown for me. I don't know where this book is going, but I'm here for it. And I was just enthralled with this book. This one's probably one of my favorite Christies that I read. Probably, it's in the top 10 at least. It is not going to beat And Then There Were None, but this is like so close to it. It was just so interesting. This is like spy, espionage, like it's just thriller. It's not cozy mystery, it's thriller. And that's what's so cool about this. So I have some favorites and I like it when things are different. Next is Stitford Mystery. This one was a 5 star as well, but I love that like it's kind of cozy, but it's more so based on a seance and like this supernatural thing that's happening. And how did this person die? Was it really like supernatural? Was it not? And it's just so interesting to have a big book that's based on it. And I really, really enjoyed that. And of course, like I was saying earlier, Passenger to Frankfurt. This one's definitely like war, espionage, thriller kind of book. And I know Tommy and Tuppence have some of those, but that's like the premise of Tommy and Tuppence, whereas these books are all independent aside from Miss Marple. I mean, some of them are like Superintendent Battle. There's one of those, but there's only one Miss Marple and the rest are independent and they're just so different. I don't know how else to explain it, but they are just so different. So these are some of my most surprising Agatha Christie's, books that were not the norm, and I really loved them. Let's go to the other side of the coin, the books I didn't love so much. This is gonna be interesting. Some of these books are 3 stars, and some of them are 2 stars. I think the worst Agatha Christie book for me, in my opinion, is Postern of Fate. I hated this book. I still gave it 2 because it'd be really, really bad for me to give it a 1. Like, it had to be the worst book. I don't give it 1 stars. Those are reserved for books that need to be burned, essentially. So this is not that bad, but this is the worst Agatha Christie book, in my humble opinion. I was so disappointed. And this was actually the first Tommy and Tuppence book I read, so everything was much better after this point. This is the last one in that series. But another one that I read It's The Clocks, also 2 stars. I expected it to be a little more, I don't know, mixed. And the whole time I was kind of like, where's that information coming from? Or what's that got to do with anything else? So I was very confused. And it was kind of disappointing, but at the same time, expected because I had heard some mixed reviews. Another 2-star is Cat Among the Pigeons. This one, I was just like, if you're going to name a Poirot book, then you better put Poirot in it. And I know that it feels to me like Miss Agatha Christie was told by the publishers it has to be Poirot book, and she's like, I really want to read this story. And so she threw Poirot in at the very end. And I know that's probably what happened, and I don't fault her for that. But that's why I love the independent books so much. And it felt that way, but I realized the whole time it was Poirot when I was waiting for him for 3/4 of the book, and that's not okay in my opinion. And the very similar problem came with The Moving Finger. Miss Marple doesn't show up until the end, and it's not even about like someone who she talks to, like in 450 from Paddington, where it's like she sends someone there, but she's not in there. Like, you don't even meet Miss Marple in this book until I think it was 70% of the way through. If I remember right. So that was just so disappointing. It still got a 3, but it was just disappointing. Another couple. Well, one of these is The Mystery of the Blue Train, which I think I've shared my thoughts a lot about this one. If you're new here, this one, it drags for me. It just feels like it's kind of redundant in some cases. And I know this was based on a short story, which was turned into a full-length novel. So it feels long because it is long, but that doesn't mean it is any better because of it. The last one, I gave 3 stars to, and it's a good mystery, but unfortunately, because of my personal triggers, this one got a 3 only, and barely that. This is The Secret of Chimneys. This is an Inspector Battle book, like a Superintendent Battle, and I love his books. But basically one of my triggers is the big reveal. And it just was really hard to get over. So yeah, unfortunate. So I've done the math, and the numbers are what I predicted actually. I don't know if I predicted in this clip, but I was thinking we're going to land in around a 4-star range. So for Christie's full-length novels, I have an average of 4.07. So about 4.1 is about what I expected, or about 4% or 4 stars. It's pretty close, and I'm pretty happy with that. That means that Agatha Christie, at least in the mystery full-length novel realm, is a 4-star author for me. And that's pretty good. It takes a lot to be a 5-star author for me. I haven't found one yet, even though I love a lot of authors. So it's pretty good. 4.1 is an average rating for Agatha Christie and her full-length novel, mysteries, the whole shebang. I will go over all of my new 5 stars in another video, but this is kind of where I'm settling with this today. It's a lot of books, a lot of ratings, and I've already shared with you some of my surprises, some of my disappointments, and it'll be interesting to go over that. I will rank them all one day, but not currently. I definitely don't have a ranking for them all right now. So that's the way it goes. If you have enjoyed this video, please click a like and a subscribe and leave a comment. I would love to hear your thoughts on Christie, what kind of ratings you typically give her, all of those kind of things in the comment section. I would also love it if you would hit that notification bell so you'll know when I'm posting things, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.